What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to talk about head coach Raheem Morris. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to talk about head coach Raheem Morris and should the Atlanta Falcons fire Raheem Morris. Personally, I don't believe that the Falcons should fire Raheem Morris mid-season. I talked about this immediately yesterday during our post-game show. That I really feel like the Atlanta Falcons should give Raheem Morris the full season, being that it's only his second season as the head coach. I would allow him to play out this season. Right now, the Atlanta Falcons are sitting at 3-4, right in the thick of things when you talk about teams that are competing for a wild card playoff spot. And we still even have time to compete for this NFC South division. Now, the Buccaneers are sitting at 6-2, I believe. But they're only 3 games ahead of the Atlanta Falcons in the win column, and we still have to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers again later this season. So there's still a chance that the Falcons could win the division. Still a chance that this Atlanta Falcons team can make the playoffs. But at this point, we have bigger fish to fry as far as Raheem Morris and this coaching staff in general. I'm not trying to defend Raheem Morris. I do believe that this team has underachieved so far this season. And I feel like last season we underachieved as well, getting off to a 6-3 start and then missing the playoffs and losing a bunch of games down the stretch. But I am watching Raheem Morris and this coaching staff closely, and I really feel like it should be a similar situation to what we've seen with Arthur Smith. If the Atlanta Falcons are going to fire Raheem Morris, I'm allowing him to finish out the season. There's still 10 games remaining, and I really feel like it does the team no justice or any good with firing him after 7 games in the season, because that means you're going to have to elevate somebody that's currently on his coaching staff to be the head coach for the remainder of the season. And I really feel like that's just going to make this team spiral or splinter if you decide to fire Raheem Morris at this point. So if I'm the Atlanta Falcons, if I'm owner Arthur Blank, I'm basically watching Raheem Morris closely, but I'm giving him the remainder of this season to try to turn things around and try to fix things. Now, if the Falcons have another losing season this year and we win less than 9 games, we end up, having the same record as last year or worse. At that point, I understand moving on from Raheem Morris at the end of the season, but I don't want to put interim head coach in a bad position. I really feel like if the Falcons want to, move on from Raheem Morris after this season, that makes sense, because you give that new head coach a full training camp. You give them a fair opportunity to come in and change things. But I really don't feel like it's going to be anybody on this coaching staff that's going to be able to change things immediately. I don't think there's nobody that's going to come and save this team at this point. Guys are going to have to look themselves in the mirror, not just Raheem Morris and his coaching staff, but the players on this team are going to have to step up as well. In yesterday's game against the Miami Dolphins, it wasn't good enough, the performance that the players and the coaches put out there. For what I've seen, it seemed like everybody were making mistakes. Bijan Robinson fumbling the ball in a crucial moment. Us dropping a key interception early in the game that would have took points off the board when the ball was batted up. And both J.D. Bertrand and Jesse Bates both had a chance to snag the ball and intercept it. Anything that could go wrong went wrong yesterday. Bradley Pinion shanking a punt during that game. So it was just so many different things that went wrong in yesterday's game. All of the penalties, it just looked like it was a really bad performance all together, all the way around. And that does go back to coaching, but it also goes back to the players as well. At some point, somebody's going to have to step up and make a play. At some point, guys are going to have to take accountability. And it does start with Raheem Morris as the head coach, because he's the captain of the ship. But like I said, I'm giving him to the remainder of this season to sink or swim. At this point, it's either, put up or shut up. win games or else. And at this point, I'm tired of, the foolishness when it comes to like the confusion and things of that nature. I hate seeing dysfunction. And I really feel like firing a head coach in the middle of the season is just going to add to the dysfunction if you decide that you're going to try to move on from Raheem Morris 7 games into the season, especially with all of the foolishness that has already went on with us recently releasing Ray McLeod. This would just be something else that the media, especially we know that the Atlanta media feeds on drama. So the last thing that we need to do is fire our head coach mid-season and just send this whole team into a downward spiral. So at the end of the day, I still think that this team has the possibility to come back and change things. We're definitely going to have to get guys back. Drake London being injured was a key problem yesterday. Michael Penix being out was a huge problem. Divine Diablo being out is a huge problem. So we have some problems and some things that we have to solve. JD Bertrand is not looking good. They're going to have to make in-game adjustments. It's a lot of different things that has to be done with this team. So at the end of the day, do I think this Falcons team can turn things around and go on a winning streak? I do, but they're going to have to go out there and prove it to us. But at the end of the day, I don't believe in taking the easy way out. I really feel like firing Raheem Morris is the easy thing to do. I think fixing it and trying to see if he can fix things is what we need to see out of this team. We've seen this team go out there and play well against teams like the Minnesota Vikings. You go out there, you dominate the Buffalo Bills at home. In all of the games that we've won, we've seen this team be dominant. We dominated the Washington Commanders this year as well. So it's just been like we played really good in certain games. We played really bad in certain games. So that doesn't just go to coaching. That goes all the way around. It goes back to coaching, but it's all the way around that even in the games when we've played bad, the players haven't come to play. In that game against Carolina, the Falcons didn't even get off the bus. The players didn't even get off the bus. We might as well stayed in Atlanta because they didn't go out there. They didn't play hard. They didn't execute. So at the end of the day, with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.